Good Tuesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news today, let's take a look outside our weather window on this very cloudy Tuesday afternoon. And boy, the clouds thickened up throughout the afternoon, and we have a really good chance for some rain showers tonight. But boy, this afternoon, what a beautiful shot that was, right? From our Wenatchee Heights Sky-Fi Tower camera. We call it the cross camera. Beautiful fall colors all over the Wenatchee Valley. But you can see that cloud deck as it began to move our way. And that, as I mentioned, will bring us some showers tonight as we get into our overnight hours. And then Wednesday, we'll have a little bit of a break. And once again, evening showers for Wednesday, an 80% chance of that. Looks like all day rain for Thursday and then just scattered showers Friday and Saturday before once again another big storm system moves our way on Sunday and Monday. And we will have much more weather information for you coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Moses Lake Police yesterday arrested a juvenile suspect in the death of a man whose body was found September 8th in a marshy area near a city park. Firefighters in Coulee City were able to safely evacuate residents and their dogs from a Halloween morning house fire. And an intoxicated man allegedly lunged at a fellow bar patron with a knife on Friday afternoon. But first, our top story tonight. 4 Eastmont schools were briefly locked down this morning after an erroneous report that a student had brought a handgun to school. Superintendent Garn Christensen said after the district received a tip about a student with a handgun, he alerted Eastmont High School and nearby Eastmont Junior High, Sterling Middle School, and Kenroy Elementary to lock their exterior doors. After East Wenatchee Police spoke with the student named in the tip, the lockdown was lifted at 8:46 a.m. It's the second suspected weapons incident in the district in just over a week. On October 25th, a weapon that turned out to be an airsoft gun was reported near Eastmont High School. Moses Lake Police on Monday arrested a juvenile suspect in the death of a man whose body was found September 8th in a marshy area near a city park. Police say the unidentified 17-year-old faces first-degree murder charges in the shooting death of 21-year-old Brandon Dick, whose body was found off a walking path north of Montlake Park. After obtaining an arrest warrant for the teen on Friday, police arrested him shortly after noon Monday during a traffic stop on Grape Drive. Dick's body was found by a man walking his dog just before 10 a.m. on September 8th. He'd been shot in the head. Firefighters in Coulee City were able to safely evacuate residents and their dogs from a Halloween morning house fire. The Coulee City Volunteer Fire Department said the fire at about 9:15 a.m. Sunday caused significant damage to a bathroom where it appears to have started. The fire department said most of the residents' belongings are salvageable, but the damage to the bathroom has at least temporarily displaced them. Assisting Coulee City crews were firefighters from Electric City and the Federal Bureau of Reclamation, as well as the Grand Coulee police officers. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. Well, an intoxicated man allegedly lunged at a fellow bar patron with a knife on Friday afternoon. Wenatchee police say 37-year-old Joshua David Ray was asked to leave Wally's Tavern on South Wenatchee Avenue just before 3 p.m. Outside the bar, he allegedly pushed another customer who'd stepped out to be on the sidewalk and then displayed a knife and rushed at him. Police say Ray was still holding the knife when officers arrived at the scene. He was booked into the Chelan County Jail on $20,000 bond and remained there today on suspicion of first-degree assault. Coming up next, the number of Confluence Health employees seeking exemption from their required COVID-19 vaccinations has dropped. Residents can join a community meeting tomorrow to learn how the 25-mile fire has changed the landscape around Lake Chelan. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has a new chief of special operations. And production of a new film for Amazon Studios may block off some residential and commercial streets around Leavenworth later this week. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
I'm Wenatchee School Board member Maria Iniguez, and I understand that your tax dollars fund public education in our district. That is why I'm holding the district accountable for every dollar spent and have supported a balanced budget, because every community member should know how the district is using funds to support student achievement while maintaining long-term fiscal sustainability. Vote to retain me, Maria Iniguez, for Wenatchee School Board Position 2.
New novel is now available at Amazon.com. The title, Lost Treasure of the China Bar, details life on the Columbia River and Plateau during the 1800s. You ask, is the treasure still buried somewhere near Chelan? Find out by reading Lost Treasure of the China Bar.
Lost Treasure of the China Bar. Buy it on Amazon.com. $12.99 for paperback, $2.99 for Kindle. A great gift.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Welcome back. In another news, the number of Confluence Health employees seeking exemption from their required COVID-19 vaccinations has dropped. 1 month ago, the Wenatchee Health System reported 364 workers had asked to avoid their mandatory shots, with the vast majority citing religious reasons. This week, Confluence says there are 229 people seeking exemption. All are on a 12-week leave of absence. Confluence spokesman Dustin Borson says without vaccination, not all of those employees will be allowed to return to work. Confluence adopted a policy in August requiring all its staff to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19. 90 people resigned by the time the policy became effective on October 18th. Residents can join a community meeting Wednesday to learn how the 25-mile fire has changed the landscape around Lake Chelan. Representatives from local, state, and federal agencies will share findings from a burned area emergency response assessment, which surveyed the fire zone. The 25-mile fire burned more than 22,000 acres near Fields Point Landing and destroyed 2 homes. It also damaged many public trails and made mudslides more likely as moisture accumulates through fall and winter. The meeting takes place by Zoom starting at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office has a new Chief of Special Operations. Sergeant Chris Foreman takes over from Chief Jason Reinfeld, who worked in that position for 4 years. He's been a Chelan County Sheriff's Sergeant since 2008 and previously worked as liaison with the City of Chelan and supervisor of the Chelan River Drug Task Force. The Chief of Special Operations oversees multiple divisions within the Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Brian Burnett announced Foreman's appointment on Monday, effective immediately. Well, production of a new film for Amazon Studios may block off some residential and commercial streets around Leavenworth later this week. Shooting starts tomorrow on a romantic comedy titled Somebody I Used to Know, and the city says it will intermittently tie up traffic on Benton, Woodward, and 9th Streets, as well as the downtown core near the gazebo. Each traffic hold is expected to last no more than 3 to 5 minutes at a time. Filming takes place between 1 p.m. and midnight, Wednesday through Friday. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof. and keep things as complication-free as possible. Can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. State Lands Commissioner Hillary Franz says she takes giving candy to trick-or-treaters just as seriously as she does protecting the state's lands and waters. In tonight's feature story, to prove it, this video of Franz in her Black Widow outfit was released by the Department of Natural Resources.
Trick or treat! Commissioner, the kids are here.
Commissioner, it's President Biden.
Not now, I got candy to deliver!
Commissioner, I have your coffee.
Looking good, soldier. Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween!
Washingtonians can sleep a little easier tonight knowing there's someone looking out for their lands, waters, communities, and their trick-or-treaters.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast. Boy, it seemed like a fall day out there today, didn't it? Cloudy skies. It was just cool today. Never did really seem to warm up, and the clouds really moved in about mid-afternoon, late afternoon, and that's all ahead of some rain that we do expect tonight and into our early morning hours into Wednesday. But boy, check out these beautiful fall colors as we look down from Wenatchee Heights in our cross camera. Just beautiful shots this time of year, and without a lot of wind, we still have pretty good fall colors out there. High temperature today, I mentioned it. Boy, it just didn't warm up today. 46 degrees, our unofficial high. 50 is where we should be for this time of year. Our record high is 63, and that was set back in 1987. This morning, 34 was our low, and that's pretty much normal for this time of year. 35 is our normal overnight low, but boy, it was a chilly one back in 2002 with a record low of 17 degrees. You probably noticed that light rain last night didn't amount to a whole lot, 0.02 of an inch at the airport, and that now brings us to 3.85 inches for the year, still way behind where we should be. Sunrise 7:46, and the sun will set at 5:42. Let's take a look at your Hump Day Wednesday forecast, and I mentioned rain tonight, a bit of a break tomorrow, and then an even bigger storm will move in Wednesday night into Thursday, but not before we finally warm up a little bit. 54s for Moses Lake, Ephrata, and Quincy, 52 down in Ellensburg, and we're hoping 53 degrees for Wenatchee tomorrow, 51 in Leavenworth, 53 in Eniat, and in the Omak-Tenasket area, not a bad day tomorrow either, with a high of around 54 degrees. Take a look now at what we can expect as we make our way through the rest of this week and into the weekend. Tonight, cloudy skies. Here's our storm system off the Pacific coast, and it's bringing those showers right into Washington, and this is what we expect overnight tonight with a 60% chance of rain. We talked about your Wednesday weather. We're going to see some clouds out there. It won't rain until a little bit later on in the day. This is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but as we make our way closer to evening time, yeah, an 80% chance of the wet stuff. And as we get into Thursday, here is 4 a.m. on Thursday. The entire state inundated in rain showers. Now we're at 1 o'clock, maybe a little bit of a break before things fire up once again by about 9 o'clock on Thursday. High temperatures in the mid-50s. For Friday, just some scattered showers. We do expect mostly cloudy skies once again, but as this system continues to throw waves of moisture our way, 30% chance for rain Friday with highs again above normal in the mid-50s. And as we get into the upcoming weekend, maybe our driest day will be Saturday. Partly cloudy skies, just some isolated showers moving through. We will cool back just a little bit into the low 50s. And then Sunday, look out. 6 a.m., even some snow in the Cascades. We are going to see that wet stuff. 1 p.m. Also, plenty of shower activity, and by the time we get into 8 o'clock then, most of that will move into Montana. And Monday, not much better. Still waves of moisture as our third storm begins to bring those clouds and moisture our way. A 70% chance of rain on Monday with high temperatures then about normal at 50 degrees. 7-day forecast now. 41 degrees overnight tonight. Rainy Wednesday night and Thursday at 80 to 90% chance. Low to mid-50s. We'll stay in the mid-50s for Friday with just a chance for some rain and even less chance for the wet stuff on Saturday and 52. And then by Sunday and Monday, back to more wet weather with cloudy skies and high temperatures near 50. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
You love to help others. You need a solid career. You can have it all with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take patient vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain medical records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, visit chartercollege.edu because we work to get you to work.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper. I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
For all the latest news in North Central Washington, go to NCWLife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@NCWLife.com or call 888-2020.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLife channel.
And a happy Tuesday to you. The Fall Classic resumes in Houston tonight with Game 6 at Minute Maid Park. Atlanta leads the best-of-7 series 3-2 after the Astros stayed alive with Sunday's win. The Braves will go with Max Fried tonight, with Houston countering with Luis Garcia. That game on Fox right now. Seattle Kraken have lost back-to-back games after falling to Edmonton last night, 5-2. Oilers got on the board in the first, and Seattle found its skates finally later in the game. Jaden Schwartz and Carson Soucy lit the lamp for the Kraken, but it was just not enough.
Yamamoto also looking to get going. Barry redirected home off the boot of Leon Draisaitl. Softly up the boards for Jaden Schwartz, the longtime St. Louis Blue. It's the line through Nurse. A backhand, he scores. Just what we were talking about. 90% of the penalty kill. It's a good matchup. Nugent-Hopkins, Hyman, backdoor score. There is no match for this power play. McDavid briefly held, and there's the ball. Draisaitl to the net, and it's thrown in front. He scores his first as an Oiler. Lead pass right side, Bastion crosses, shot Soucy, and he scores. And the Kraken have cut it to 3-2. It's short, sharp angle, tipped by Kyle Turris, and the fourth line responds. It's turned over to Yamamoto. Ahead for Draisaitl. Yamamoto, he's in, he shoots and scores! He needed that one!
Seattle returns home Thursday to host the Buffalo Sabres at Climate Pledge Arena. The Wenatchee Wild are still winless in BCHL play after falling to Salmon Arm and Trail over the weekend. Radio voice of the Wild, Sean Zier, says Friday's 8-2 loss was a rare case of a Wenatchee team just being physically dominated.
I talked to Chris Clark after the game, the coach, and he basically said, they were just being outmuscled. But at least the first period, one of the things that they could hang their hat on was they got a couple goals. It was 4-2 after the first period, and one of those goals was a shorthanded goal. And that's something that they can definitely hang their hat on, is that they are causing a lot of turnovers on both ends of the ice, and they're doing that. Unfortunately, they're not being able to capitalize on those chances. But again, Salmon Arm, they have balanced scoring on all three lines. So anytime anybody goes out there, you have a chance they could probably score one way or another. So it was definitely not a pretty sight after that second period when they gave up another 3 goals, and it was just really difficult. But that in hockey, you just forget about the game and you go on to the next game.
Wenatchee finds itself next to last in the BCHL's interior standings, which Zier says is different this year, and how they're positioning teams because of an unbalanced schedule.
Now, the whole reason for this was they had to reduce 4 games because of the travel that these teams, they didn't want teams just coming in for a game because, well, that's going to be really expensive if they were going to have to fly them in. So what they did is they grouped all the home games for the most part, and they lost 4 games. So everybody else is playing 54 games while Wenatchee's playing 50. And in order to make that fair for Wenatchee, they went ahead and said, we're going to keep the winning percentage and look at that instead of points to determine not only the seeding of the standings for the regular season, but for the playoffs as well.
The Wild will finally play home games next Thursday and Friday at the Town Toyota Center. Well, the Seahawks are gearing up for the second half of the season with a bye week following Sunday's 31-7 win over Jacksonville. Coach Pete Carroll says they're ready to turn the tables on what could easily have been a 6-2 start to the season.
Well, I feel like we got to start right now. That's why
we're starting a little early on the second half for us, with this game, hoping that we can kick into high gear. And we've been close enough. We've been on the topic knowing that we have a lot of good things going for us. We just got to make sure that we bring them together and finish some games off and knock these wins in the boat, And so it was good to get that one yesterday, really kind of with a clear marker that it's bye time and all of that. So we're kicking into high gear.
One area of improvement Coach Carroll would really like to see is the running game. He says Alex Collins has performed admirably, but he'd like to see more consistency in that part of Seattle's offense.
I don't feel like we found the rhythm at all. I don't feel like we found it, and we've been spotty. Alex has done a nice job. I really think we watched Alex in the last 2 weeks making it through the game. He had a groin issue that I don't think he was at top speed in either one of the last 2 games. I think these 2 weeks are going to be really important for him. He was good enough to play, and as we saw him, I thought he looked, even though he had a good game a couple games ago, yardage-wise, I'm hoping that he'll pop back and be just a little bit more juiced up than he was in these last couple. I think he did. He sucked it up and played, and he's been the most effective part of it. I like what we're doing in a run game scheme-wise, but we have to find the consistency. And what really shows up to me is at the end of the game, we didn't run the ball well in the fourth quarter, and that's when you really want to hammer the football. When you're running the ball well, the fourth quarter is the time when you put games away, you eat up clock, and you kind of send the message that, that you got your act together. And I don't feel like we've done that yet.
Seattle returns from the bye week on November 14th with a game at Green Bay. Well, turning to the local playoff schedule for high schools in our area, Wenatchee hosts Davis in a district play-in soccer game tonight at Lee-Bofto Field at the Apple Bowl. Kickoff in the loser-out contest at 6. Moses Lake also has a game on the road at Eisenhower. District 6 1B volleyball tournament gets underway tonight at the higher seeds. Moses Lake Christian hosts Wilson Creek. Soap Lake plays at Pateras. Etihad hosts Cascade Christian. Waterville Mansfield welcomes Easton. All the matches underway at 6 o'clock. The District 6 2B tournament is at Okanagan and Manson today. Up north, the Bulldogs faced Oroville earlier. That's followed by Liberty Bell and Brewster. Winners of the first 2 games will face off at 8 tonight. Manson hosts the other part of the tournament. When they face Bridgeport, that's followed by Tenascan and Lake Roosevelt. The winners of those play at 8 tonight. Wenatchee will wrap up its football season Friday at home against Moses Lake. We will have the game live here on the NCWLIFE channel. Panthers celebrate senior night. The pregame with yours truly begins at 6:30. And then on Saturday, we'll be at Wenatchee High School for the District 6 4A volleyball championship between Wenatchee and Eastmont. I'll be courtside with the pregame getting underway at 11:45 Saturday morning. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. Tomorrow for Wednesdays, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we'll have the complete general election results. Get out and vote, or as they used to say in Chicago, vote early and vote often. And also, it's Winning Wednesday. That means another pair of tickets to the VIP spot at the Gateway Cinema will be up for grabs, plus a few bonus prizes. So get ready to maybe win tomorrow on Winning Wednesday, and everything else you need to start your Wednesday. We got it for you right here in a nice, tidy little hour-long package, live and local. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Graham, back to you.
Thank you very much, Dan. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
Counterplay inside, picking his way back to the 10, to the 5, into the...
High school sports is back, and NCWLIFE Channel's got you covered. Tune in for football, girls soccer, and volleyball right here. Thanks to our sponsors, Harvest Valley Pest Control, Rivercom 911, and Sangster Motors. Follow all the action of high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE Channel.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE Channel.